welcome back, hunters. I'm the Survivalist, and we return to Monster Hunter Wilds, where we'll probably be into the last week of Wilds before a little break and a hiatus for the series. We're basically at the point of we're fully caught up with all of the stuff from Title Update 1 covered. We are going to do a little bit more this week just to go over some stuff with it, tackle out Tempered Rey Dau first, and then until we do see the next title update for the game, I think we're basically well covered for Wilds. I'll switch over to another series that's actually going to, a new series is tackling a new title that should release on the day this goes live, but I think we've covered enough for Wilds for now. We'll take a break and see what else we can get onto the channel. But to start with, we are going to look going after Tempered Rey Dau, and what I'm bringing along with us right now is kind of a bit of a mix set. A couple of pieces of Guardian arc-welder to get the flare skill up a bit. The Numinous Shroud I think I'm getting for the Agitator, though truth be told, I could actually probably try switching that out for something else. I was like, what do I have right now? We have... Yeah, I might actually want to switch that out for something else now that I'm looking at that, so... We'll see about doing a little bit of changes to try to improve the build a bit. Things I do want to keep, though, are definitely the Rathalos legs and the Mizutsune arms, because that basically gives us 4 levels of evade window, and we're going to want that for this fight for sure. But we'll take that off, and I want to see what else I might slap on, because, like, we could get another point of flare there, which might help a fair bit. But I'm trying to think of what else would be really good just to, like, add in there. So, yeah, that'd take us up to full... I don't think we need Tool Specialist there. That gives us earplugs, and I think that actually gives us a... Oh yeah, just earplugs, probably not that. To Adrenaline Rush. Yeah, I am leaning quite a bit for wanting to go with... just getting that last flare in. And then I might be able to even see about changing up something else. Because if I have that on... Yeah, so that's Flare 5. Okay, so yeah, we definitely need to keep that. So you know what? I think what we'll do is we'll slap in another burst if we can. And try taking that out along to see. So that is going to give us the Ballistics 3, Tetrad Shot, and Piercing Shots for the Light Bowgun, which is just the Valkyrie Frame or Rathian's Light... I should say Valkyrie Flame or Rathian's Light Bowgun. We've got Flare 5, Evade Window 5, Burst is up to that. We do have Evade Extender, not quite as high, but with the Light Bowgun, I don't think it'll matter too much. And then we also have full Divine Blessing, just in case. Because Arch-Tempered's... I've heard a bit of a mix when it comes to Tempered Rey Dau. Some people find it very easy. Others, it seems to be a lot more of like an AoE intense fight. So what we'll do, actually, instead of eating here... We'll make use of the Grand Hub's buffet area, because with a lot of the tickets we've been getting from the Spring Blossom event, we can pick our own meals and get some really good selections. Like, I think what we might want to go with... Okay, it seems like all of the general village ones give us insurance meal. I'm kind of thinking maybe Defender High or... maybe Carver. You know what, actually, let's go for Lucky Meal, Insurance Meal. Yeah, we'll just go for the Kunafa one. This way we have Defender High on there. We have... the Insurance Meal. And the other one that'll help us out. There we go. Yeah, so that should help us a fair bit, and I think we should be all set to tackle Tempered Rey Dau. It is interesting to have... I think it's the first Arch-Tempered non-Elder Dragons in the series, because when the first Arch-Tempereds, I believe, came out with World, and that was like Kushala, Teostra, and Lunastra, and Valhazak. So this is, I think, the first time where we have like non-Elder Dragons are getting this treatment. I do kind of like that. It kind of feels like it goes back a little ways to, yeah, we'll use a lucky voucher, why not? Back to, like, Monster Hunter Tri or Monster Hunter 3, where you only had a single Elder Dragon Actually, no, not a single. 3 Elder Dragons, but none of them were like just generic, would roam around on the maps like you've had in the rest of the series, really. I think the restriction from not having too many Elder Dragons is actually something that has helped a little bit for WoW's roster in favor of it. Because it feels like you don't have the same, just Elder Dragons are what you're always going for. Here you have Flying Wyverns, Leviathans, a little bit more of a mix to what you go after. But one thing I was thinking about is, like, it is still pretty early to probably be thinking about it, is, like, what will they be doing for, say, like, the expansion to Wilds? And that's where I'm worried we might have a lot of, subspecies overload. It's like all of the monsters that have been brought back for base Wilds have all been ones that have had access to a lot of subspecies, or all of them have a subspecies version of themselves. Kongalala, Blangonga, Gypsyros, Nursilla, Yonkaku, Gravios. Okay, that didn't actually hurt all that much, and I'm a little surprised at that, because usually Arc-Tempereds are monsters that hit really hard. To a point of, like, certain, well, not all attacks are one-shots, but a fair number of them could be. I just want to be really careful about some of the auto moves and such that the Light Bowgun has. Because if I get caught in, like, the Pierce reload, like, talk about one of the things I disliked about it. Oh, okay. So it seems like Rey Dau has a little bit more use of the storms in its Arc-Tempered version here. Yeah, it seems like lightning kind of chains along with a lot of the attacks that it strikes the ground with, so we'll have to mind that. I decided to go back to Light Bowgun, as much as I do have my criticisms of it. It's not like it's a bad... Okay, that feels like it's gotten an oomph, or a little bit more added to itself. It's not like it's unusable, and I dislike a lot of the direction they've gone with it, but it just feels like, again, it doesn't have the greatest flow like other weapons could have. It's almost a case of you want to ignore some of the options it offers, like the chaser shots, because it just breaks up the flow of how the weapon performs. It kind of be like saying, I guess there are some weapons where, like, they have attacks that aren't as strong as others could be. Yeah, certain strikes with the wings definitely have, like, a specific discharge of lightning to follow up with them. Like a lot of monsters, there are certain weapon matchups that are more favorable for, like, the movesets and how the monsters behave. I think the Light Bowgun here is one that has a really good matchup for Rey Dau, just even in general. Okay, we got a Tempered Wound opened up. Meant to try dodging out of that, but again, the Pierce reload is a little slower to work with. Gotta be mindful of the openings or when to use that. Yeah, I think there's a couple of lightning strikes after that, which are giving it a lot more feeling of power behind it. Ooh, there's the wound broken. Yeah, there is a terrain. Oh, managed to get it. One thing I gotta be careful about trying to use the terrain is it does distract me from keeping focus on what the monsters are up to. Okay, not too bad first encounter. It seems like they've not too much new attack-wise. More so they've just given more effects around the attacks. Like, a lot more of the storm strikes happen after Rey Dau attacks. It's a case of, I think there were only a few changed attacks for a lot of the arch-tempered monsters back in World and Iceborne. So it does make me wonder how we might see further arch-tempereds, because my guess is we'll get one arch-tempered for all the apex species, so with Duna, New Udra, probably Jindahad and Arkfeld. I don't know if we'll see anything for, like, title update monsters, as maybe they'll save the arch-tempereds more for just the not really flagship apexes, but like just the game's apexes themselves. Yeah, I could probably try getting more use of the want to try getting shots in to boost the, oh, there we go, Horn Break. I was actually trying for the adhesive shot to get a bit stronger. But I guess with the part break, that also, like, disabled or, like, removed the adhesive ammo's procs from going off. There we go. No, actually, not even sure where the wound was there, but we'll take that. Yeah, one of the skills that I've actually kind of started to really like with the game, although it doesn't really have much weight you feel it pulls out of itself, is the Tetrad shot. Just because it does make you count your shots a lot more, pay a little bit more attention to your clips. The only problem is, because it only procs on the 4th and 6th shots, it's not too often you actually really get your openings to use it, like, say... Oh. Get your full use of it like the chaser shots. Because I feel like that would make it a really nice shot type. Kind of play, or well, maybe not a shot type, but nice skill to play around with, so it feels like the chaser has extra utility for itself there. As we can see in the heat of things, yeah, you don't get the openings as much to be able to make much use of certain things. Gotta be careful, super careful when I decide to try the chaser. Because it is really easy to get caught by that and wind up in a very bad situation. Just as we saw, is getting zapped there. There we go. Get the finisher in. There we go. It's almost a case with how slow the focus strike is. It's better off to just make use of the extra damage you get for your general shots to wounds than trying for it. It's a case of you get all these tools with the Light Bowgun, but they just don't make up or aren't better than the base version. Ooh. There we go. Got him. At least we get a break there. Oh, mine that. Mine that. Another wound destroyed. Oh, mine that. And it's probably going to be a bit slow, but this is going to probably be the safest way of trying to deal with the big guy. Oh, that's a good sign to know. Yeah, not really. I can see where people are saying, like, it does feel easy and it's not really all that different from a regular Rey Dau. But there is also, too, one thing that always, I think, gets a little bit ignored is how much more dynamic the player seems to get in each iteration of the series. Like, World, for its time, gave you a lot more movement and interaction than you ever had before. Because I think it was actually the first title in the series to let you move while you might have had, like, potions to drink and heal up with. Rise went even further with that, with all the ways you could use the wire bugs to get out of, like, being knocked down, avoiding attacks, offense, counters, such like that. And I think that's the case with Wilds, too, is they still do have you pretty mobile and dynamic in a lot of ways. Okay, are you gonna go to sleep? That is one thing, though, I still feel like the special ammo could definitely use a change. Like, I like the idea of the adhesive ammo, but the build-up it can take at times does make me feel like it's a little more awkward to move and take some setup with it. It might even be the case that it's better to use the adhesive ammo, not while you have the rapid fire to build it up, but when you're actually trying to build up your rapid fire mode gauge again. Careful, careful, careful. Another wound break. And we'll just keep going till the end here. I do kind of want to try this out with a heavy bowgun too. Just to see how we might fare. Because with the ability to like dodge a lot more shots and such, I'm curious about how the light bowgun, or not the light, sorry, the heavy would fare if we don't have the access to like the full mobility that we're having right now. No, and there we go. It really went a little bit easier than planned and such, but I think it's a good sign of how Arc-Tempers could be ahead. We didn't really get much, if any, hits in against us, so it's hard to say what the, like, offensive capability is. But we'll head back and see what we can make, because usually the Arc-Tempers come with a full armor set and some charm upgrades, I believe. Yes, we got a few S certificates and only one gamma. Okay, interesting. So these are just for like generally hunting Rey Dau. I was hoping for more than just one, but that seems to be kind of the way the game really is leaning. Is you'll always get at least one ticket. If you're lucky, you'll get two. If you're ridiculously lucky, you'll get three. But it does make it a little bit slow to grind certain things.
Come on over.
But I'm curious to see what the armor both will look like and offer. Okay, well, the coloring is a bit off because of... Okay, I'm just going to go to default so that way we can see what it's supposed to look like. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that's the two versions of it. So it looks like it's latent power 5, max might 3, stun 3, and stamp. It's got a lot of good stuff to it. And it does have actually not too bad for its decoration slots as well. So it looks like you're going to need at least 5 tickets for the armor there. And yeah, some of these pieces are actually really potent. Like, 3 onto that is really helpful. That's not too bad because of the 2 3 slots on that. Yeah, I don't know if I'd incorporate it into a lot of my builds, but it does seem like it offers a fair bit. Gosh, I do want to take a look as well. What does that offer? Rey Dau's voltage. Extends activation time of latent power. Okay, so you just get that more often. Now, I thought I had also heard that you also got for your Palico. Yeah, you can for your Palico too. Yeah, it seems like there's a little bit more of like a metallic sheen and shine onto all the pieces, which is nice. And then I don't know if there's... I mean, truthfully, I don't really have a lot of charms made, but I believe if you wanted to get, say... the latent power charm, because I'm guessing that's one of them. Yeah, there is. That one will probably have can upgrade to at least 3 or 4. I don't know what else, but they do have fair incentives to go after the Arc-Tempered monsters when they appear in the events. So going from Rey Dau being first, my guess is maybe it'll be Uthduna, then New Udra, then Jindahad, and last Arc-Veld. But we'll have to see how it comes along. For now, though, I think that was a decent little go at it. And I am going to try with a heavy bowgun build next episode, and then we'll find something to round out the week with, just to end Wilds off with. Maybe we'll go back to Zoshi and try it out now that we've had, like, a lot more exposure with it, or I have. For now, though, thank you all very much for joining me on this episode of Monster Hunter Wilds. If you did like the video, be sure to give it a like, and if you have any comments, tips, or tricks, be sure in the comments right down below. And until I see you all next video or episode, Hunters and Survivors, please remember, as always, to take care, stay alive, and happy hunting.